Alright, let's see. Tier 8 game, which is not that bad. Abbey, especially on this north spawn, is pretty easy in a light tank. I'll play through the middle, and then normally what I'll do is I'll play through this groove right here in the middle, at least to spot what they send in here. If they send a bunch of their mediums in here, anything in your base can still shoot them. I think the north side has an advantage for taking the Abbey for the most part, depending on how you play it, just because it's much easier for the north to shoot into this area where the Abbey is at. And it's much more difficult for the enemy team to do so. So I would usually go in there. Alternatively, you can go high over on the 6 line. You can also, so this is something that you'll see in tournament play a lot with light tanks, is that what they'll do is they'll send a light tank down here, and they'll set him up right here, because he'll get here fast enough that nothing else gets there, and he can basically spot both sides, and if they push on this side, all he has to do is just leave out that way. I don't like going up through this middle. I think it's too easy for them to shoot you. I think your gunner is also horrible. You should like train your gunner for the tank you're in. Either that or this replay is a little buggy. Oh my god, FE304. So your type 1 in there, which is fine. They're sending a couple of their heavies down the 8 line, which is fine. You've got more guys there, so that's probably a good thing. If you get set up on the side of this Abbey right here, you can shoot into these guys pretty easily. Well, someone with a better gunner could shoot into these guys really easily. Yeah, see, a little bit more forward. Well, I guess you're getting shots. I'm gonna hope that this is like a bug of the replay, because it seems like you're shooting pretty accurately, so I'm gonna guess that the reticle is a bug. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I love playing this side Abbey, is because as they sort of set up here, you can just pretty much rail on them. Kill that, yeah, kill the room bug. Much more important.
They're knocked out. Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Yeah, so it's definitely bugged. FE304 is not really that much of a problem. There's a 3601 there. I don't think you can move forward far enough where you can actually shoot that FE304. You can also go through this little entrance right here to help out your Type 59. See how he's fighting against that guy, the T-150 in there? Go help him out. I mean, he should be able to handle him, but you're not doing anything important right now, so you might as well help him out. Just do it. Just go in there. You can just drive through there, through that little thing. It takes some wiggling because your tank is just barely narrow enough, but you can do it. Although now he's dead, so. Oh well, it's fine. I would actually probably clear out this side first. You've got a little bit of time. These guys are all in slow tanks, right? So it's going to take them a while to get up into their position. So go and clear out this side. There's a 3601 over there that you can bully. The 304 there you can certainly bully.
Armor is damaged.
It's a trap!
They're knocked out.
3601. 3601. You don't need to worry about these guys quite yet, right until they get up to your base, and you can still spot. You can shoot. You could be shooting that 3601 this entire time. Oh my god.
Enemy is hit. Penetration. Enemy armor is damaged.
Man, that 3601 is just like
Enemy armor is hit.
heroing it up for their team. Okay, and then now really what you want to do is you don't want to get much closer than where you're at this point. You can basically play this corner because you can spot the cap pretty efficiently from this side. You're not really going to get very good shots until they start moving across over here, but that's fine. You need to be careful because these guys are eventually going to come back up over here, right? So this is where you're looking right now, right here, because you don't want them to come up behind your super Pershing. You're not really going to get very good shots on most of those guys until they actually come down. Okay, you can actually push this guy, push the back of these guys, help out your guy. You've got a few guys on cap, which is not really the right play. right? Again, these guys aren't really pushing your base. You've got a couple guys there. You need to try to help out your Super Pershing, or your Type 59. Like, a lot of times you're just kind of lone wolfing it, using your gun to snipe. Think of, especially in a light tank, think more about being in assist mode.
Enemy fuel tank is hit.
You can just wait for him to clear the rock. He'll clear the rock.
Critical hit.
Okay, there's an E25 there, so he could still theoretically spot, but it's not going to be too much of a problem.
Penetration. Penetration.
You also don't need APCR for those guys. Okay, so the KV-3 is actually going to be the bigger problem, but he's not on track, so...
Enemy armor is
You know, you want to back up a little bit so you can't get shot by that KV-3.
hit. That one didn't go through.
And then you probably actually want to push this KV-3 now before the T-26E4 comes around behind you.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Because this Super Pershing is going to push up through this 5 line, north through this 5 line there.
Penetration.
Well, if he's going to let you ream him,
That one didn't
you
go
should certainly
through.
keep shooting him.
Enemy armor is damaged.
It's a trap!
We didn't penetrate their armor. One of our
No.
tracks is damaged. Got him.
Just focus on that KV-3 still. See, you don't want to push this way because the Super Pershing is that way, right? So if anything, you want to leave through the other way. Just leave. Go around that way. Because what you don't want to do is run into the Super Pershing. Well, I suppose we can see where he's at this point. Yeah, see. Run!
It's a
Run!
Fire.
Just turn around and run!
Track hit.
Something tells me you're not going to get out of here.
Bail out.
Yeah. So you basically should have just gone around this way, and you could have been conservative. You didn't need to go all the way out here. What you could have done is two things. You could have gone around through where the Tiger P was, and then set up over here, that light tank position that we talked about earlier. The second thing that you could have done, you could have driven up here, and you could drive up the ramp right here, especially in tanks with a reasonable amount of horsepower, and you can get right here, right? And then that way, if he's coming around this way, you just bail, and if he's not, then you can push in, right? Or you can go out over here and then push around. He's got a really slow tank, and you've got a really fast tank, right? So what you want to do is you want to when he gets spotted, you want to maximize the distance between you. And what he wants to do is he wants to be really, 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 really close to you when you get spotted. Otherwise, you know, that's his advantage. The closer he is to you like that, like when you just turn a corner and run into him, that's to his advantage. Your advantage is when you spot him across a long distance, and then he's basically boned, because he can't reposition nearly as efficiently as you can. Still would have been difficult to win, because you would have ended up needing to take down basically a full Super Pershing head-on, which might have been a little bit taxing. But you really could have taken out the artillery pretty easily. And then if he got on cap, maybe you could basically outspot him and get some free damage there as well. Lol, he loaded HE. But yeah, I mean, otherwise it was fine. I mean, again, you can play that middle road. That's okay. I really felt like you could have helped out that Type 59. There was, when you came up over on this side, you can shoot onto the 8 line, which is perfect. That's what you want to do. But you spent a little bit too much time just waiting. You were waiting for these guys to die over here before they could get across and actually do something. Whenever you find yourself waiting for long periods of times like that, you should be looking around at what else is happening. Like, there was literally a firefight occurring right next to you, right right here, and you were waiting for these guys over here to eventually drive up over here. But before they did that, they needed to kill that super Pershing that was right there. So they were working on that. So you were waiting on this guy to die before you were going to be able to get shots. In the meantime, this Type 59 was getting double teamed. You could have helped him on the T-150. You could have helped him on that KV-3 T-37 combo. You could have helped him out on a lot of different counts. On the same token, when you guys were pushing down here, you knew that 3601 was down here. You could have had free shots on the 3601, but you came back to this side and you were waiting again, waiting, right? When you had shots on this guy, and that was a key point in the game. Artie killed one guy. The VK killed the IS-2. The T-25/2 ended up getting killed over there as well, right? If you get that guy out, none of that happens. All of these guys are still alive, and maybe this push across the cap occurs more efficiently. All right, so let's look at the stats. Your team didn't do horribly. Their team didn't really do much more. Yeah, just a few bad decisions. You know, the game was what, 7.5 minutes long, 8.5 minutes long, whatever, and there was probably about 1 minute of it that you were inactive, and that 1 minute pretty much cost you the game, I think. Very valiant effort though, entertaining to watch. So if you're on the North American server, I will send you a code, not like a super fancy code. It's just for 300 gold and a day of premium, but he's better than nothing. Alright, the next... Oh, wait, this one's from 9.6. I cannot run 9.6 replays, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. I only have the 9.7 client and the 9.8 client right now. Alright, so the next one will be Tiger 1 on Pearl River. Okay, sorry DK. If Wargaming ever gives me EU codes, I will hit you up. Or if Wargaming ever makes their codes universal, which would also be nice, I suppose. Alright, so top tier Pearl River. I would definitely take a Tiger down this way. You generally, if you can clear this area out, that is really helpful for your team. A lot of it depends on like what your faster tanks do. I think that this northwest spawn has an advantage to get in here because there's basically this area right here. There's a little hill in the middle there that allows you to get shots through there, and it's much closer to this northwest side than it is to this southeast side. So the northwest side gets to set up here and spot everybody coming in and shoot them and pin them back here. And if you can do that, then it's really, really helpful to your team. But so that's why if you see me play Pearl River from this northwest spawn, if I'm in a medium tank, I always go right there to try to push, basically keep these guys from pushing forward. Oh, sorry. Okay, anyways, what I was saying, the northwest side, there's a little hill right here, and so like see where this T-43 is going, you just set up right there and you can spot them coming in and get shots and prevent them from coming back. It's a slow game. This is not going to develop very fast. So unfortunately, you're sending a bunch of guys to the southwest. Usually people who go southwest on either side fail. It's just not a very good place to fight. Mostly the games are, and you don't want to keep pushing through here on either side. That's the other thing that problem that people have. Your T-43 is going up through the middle, which doesn't really help you out that much. They've got some speed, but not a whole lot. So you need to be careful playing this middle area here in a slower tank, because that hill right there is in an arty lane, so you can still get shot by arty. So sometimes if I'm in a faster tank, I don't know if I would in a Tiger, but if I was in a faster tank, I would go in that middle just to peek over first. If you're on this plateau, you're pretty darn safe from arty. Unless it's like a 304 that's like back here, you know. And then just wait. You don't need to push forward. See, you don't want to push too far forward there, because you can get swarmed potentially. And then you almost never want to take a slow tank up around through this way, because as you drive up here, you're lit the whole way, and everybody in the base can just shoot you. It looks like they pushed a lot of their tanks down to that southwest though. And unfortunately, your team is dying. Yeah, I think this is probably the right decision given how quickly your team is melting. But no matter what you spot, you should keep moving up here. Like, there should be no time at which you stop moving here. Even if you spot guys, you know, right there, just take a shot on the move and keep going like that. Like that dude. Just keep going. No, keep going forward. You'd rather get shot by a Churchill than get shot by the Hummel. Oh man, the camo sniping is real. Anyways, you need to get over here because these guys are trying to push through to your base side already, and your guys have already lost over here. Just keep going, just keep going. You need to get through there. And then you can go either way. You can follow these mediums or you can follow these heavies, either one. You just need to make it happen. Okay, see, now is when you should stop it, yeah, and shoot him. Man, these replays are like super buggy. The reticle's like all the way off on the side. Just push and bully. So you don't want to sit where you're at, because where you're at is an arty lane right now. So what you want to do is you want to push to the back side of this rock, right? This corpse will protect you from the front. The rock will protect you from the back. Like, the longer that you just sit out here, the more that Arty's just going to be able to shoot you. There you go. Right, and then now you're relatively safe. I would still get closer to the rock, because you don't want to get hit by that Arty. And then, yeah, you just want to fire just over the, just over the edge of that. And then you want to stay as close to this rock until you drop spot so you don't get hit by Arty. And then you can turn around, right, and then come back through this way and then get on the backside of these guys. They're going to be on your base soon, so you need to start getting into a position where you can get across here. But you need to clear out these guys, otherwise they're just going to shoot you as you try to drive across. And then just slide down this hill right here. At this point, no, just go down the hill. You don't have time to mess around. You need to get those guys down. Dude. Yeah. You really needed to just slide down that hill. You don't need to chase those guys now. It's too late. Like, you're gonna have to just get shot in the rear from them, because you have no choice. Okay. Now you have a little bit of choice. Okay, there's only one on cap, and he's letting you shoot him, so keep shooting him. Just keep shooting the Tiger one. Because if you can get him down, then that will take a lot of pressure off of you. The rest of their guys, more or less, are in the base. Okay, now just push and bully. Just push and bully these guys. Bully, bully, bully. Bully, 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 bully. Bully. Yeah. just bully them. You have to be careful going down over here because it's really steep. Bully.
Ziel erfasst. Der ging voll durch ihre Panzerung.
Yeah, if you bullied, you could have saved your KV2s.
Gegnerfahrzeug ausgeschaltet.
Alright, and then now you got... I think you can drive back up here.
Kette verloren. Wir sind bewegungsunfähig.
Yeah.
Kette repariert. Weiter geht's.
Oh no, KV3's burning down. And then what you want to do is just drive across to this opposite side right here, where you're more already safe.
Der ging voll durch ihre Panzerung.
And then,
Verloren.
no, sit back. You want to sit on this corner right here. Okay, and then now what you probably want to do is you don't want to come down on this side or on this side. So I would go either around this way, or you can go around this way. Most likely the SU-100 is going to be set up somewhere near the base. So if you come around through this way, the best route to take is probably through the water. There's a little bit of a ridge line there that can protect you, and then you come up through over here. Because what you want to avoid is just driving across this open plain, where if he's just camping right here, he can get easy shots on you. So there's a ramp that goes down into the water right here. So what you do is you go on this ramp and then you just drive along over here, and there's like a ridge line there that protects you most of the way. You don't have optics, so you're probably not going to outspot him. See how your KV3 is pushing down there? So he's more in the open. Unfortunately, he stopped. At this point, it's Fisher cut bait. You might as well just go. Otherwise, your dude's gonna end up getting killed over there. Most likely, I'm gonna guess that they're back in this area over here behind the cap, a little bit more to your left. Yeah, right there, a little bit more up. That would be my guess. All right, your KV3 made it across, so now you can actually be a little bit more patient, right? Because the KV3 can get to basically where this Churchill corpse is and peek in there. And KV3 is driving in. You probably want to get a little bit closer now, because see how far in he is? You don't want him to get so far ahead of you that when he spots something, you don't have shots. You need to be a little bit closer. Yeah, you don't have shots here. So the SU-100 presumably is still behind the Hummel. Not entirely sure. Guess we'll find out. Yep. No, he's over on this side. Yeah, so he's up on that ramp. So go wide of the cap circle.
Feuererlaubnis erteilt. Wirkungstreffer. Wo sind Sie hin?
Yeah, now you kind of have to back up, and then what you should do is come over here so that the SU-100 doesn't have a shot on you. The Hummel still has shots on you, right? So you need to close that gap, not increase it, because the SU-100Y can still potentially outspot you as well. You don't want to have to deal with both of them at the same time. What you want to do is you want to minimize the arc of one. Take a chance that the arty may or may not hit you. Go up here, get that shot on him. See, like when you give a tank destroyer distance, that's what the tank destroyer wants. The tank destroyer's advantage is that when it has distance. So if you push up here, you can get shots on that Hummel. The tank destroyer has to push around a corner in order to get you. I think he can still spot you from that side as well. See, and so you're falling trap into this idea of, you know, when you see a line of dead tanks in a row, that line of dead tanks got there for a reason, and you wonder what was going through the minds of the second person in the line and the third person in the line, the fourth person in the line. You saw that KV3 drive up there and get killed by the SU-100Y without the SU-100Y getting lit. And basically what you did is you took the same route. Okay, now you're going around. So this might have been a good play, you know, about a minute ago. With only a minute and a half left, this is not that useful. To me, a draw is a loss, so you might as well try to get the win. You can potentially one-shot the SU-100Y. You need a little bit of a high roll, but not a lot. And the SU-100Y has 252 health. Man, these are some long replays. Oh my god, he's running. I would look for the 100Y still. The Hummel's faced away from you, so I would be more concerned about this guy coming this way. No, you should still chase the Hummel. Nah. I mean, he's technically faster than you, but he can only get so far away. But anyways, so as I was saying, to me, draw is a loss, so it doesn't really. I'd rather die trying to win than live and lose. So anyways, so I thought pushing over here was fine. Unfortunately, your team really melted quickly on the other side, and so you pushed up through this ramp here, which again is fine. You needed to do that. You needed to take the risk, even though they had the Churchill there, and then you probably should have just ignored that Churchill, and then just drive up here and try to save your team. When you were over here, you could have gotten a lot more arty safe than when you were. All you had to do was drive behind that rock. You would have been safer from the arty and from their team, because you had the dead corpse that was right there that you ended up at later, but if you had just gone there right off, you would have been better off. You would have taken less damage. And then afterwards, you went down this ramp, and all you really had to do was bully those sixes. Those sixes ended up killing some of your important tanks that could have helped you. And this is a common theme that we talk about a lot in the stream. It's a lot of these pub matches. It's keeping your team alive. Preventing guys from being pushed. When you have an opportunity to bully, you bully. Just straight bully. No, there shouldn't be waiting. And what we see in a lot of these replays is that there's a lot of hesitance. There's a lot of, oh, well, there's two of them, but they're two tier 6 tanks, and they're both one shot to you. So you could have, or pretty much one shot to you. So you could have just taken them both out, right? And that could have saved one, if not two, of your guys over here. You needed to kill that tiger on the cap. Understandable, that's fine. But you really just, afterwards, you just kind of sat up here and you watched while they killed your team, more or less. And that's not really that acceptable. And during that time, most of their team went back to reset their cap, which is fine. And then I felt at the end you still could have won. All you had to do was push that Hummel. If you got up towards these hills right here, the SU-100Y wasn't going to be able to shoot you. You would have had shots on the Hummel from over here. And if the SU-100Y wanted to come out, he would have had to come around and then around in this way in order to kill you. And so that was an opportunity for you to win, because the Hummel was one shot after you got your first shot of damage on him, and the SU-100 was potentially one shot, but you were going to need to either get a lucky trade with him or a high roll in order to beat him head on anyways. But yeah, I overall I thought you played it reasonably well. Just a little bit. Again, my recommendation is just make sure you try to look for opportunities, especially when you're not doing anything. When you're spending swaths of time not doing something, look at your teammates and say, how can I keep that guy alive? All right. So if we look at the teams, yeah, you didn't get a whole lot out of a good portion of your team. Their team was pretty balanced. But that happens a lot in pubs in general. You're pretty efficient with your shooting, which is nice. It's overall pretty good game. Just a couple minor things I think would have turned this game around at any point, really. Despite the fact that most of these guys that did nothing went to that southwest area and potatoed a bit. But that's gonna happen. Alright, and so if that was on the North American server, I will shoot you a code, and thank you for playing Replay Bingo. Alright, and next one is T-54 lightweight on Redshire. Yeah, I'll get you your code a little bit later tonight. Ekawalaski. Ekawalaski. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. Alright, anyways, this is a very very rare thing that you see. You are a top tier tank in this game. The T-54 lightweight is basically tiered as all of the tier 8s are tiered as a tier 9 game. So like this is actually a battle tier 9 game, and the two light tanks are the top tiers. The 1390 is the top tier on the enemy team, and you're at the top tier on your team. It's not something that you see very often, but in this particular case it is. That's usually pretty good for you, because everything that you shoot at will be pretty squishy. And this is Redshire Encounter, so I still say getting intel about what's going over here is really important, especially if you can put on cap pressure. You've got 3 already, although none of them, your 40-43 is decent, and your Lorraine 50 is not that bad. Your M12 is kind of potato. Theirs are all average to bad, so that's fine. But yeah, I would definitely go over here, spot this 3-4 line first. You want to make sure that you don't get pushed early, particularly by that 1390. But even if you do, you could probably take him. I'm always a big fan of getting early intel though, which is why when you see me playing the stream, 1375s on that side, I'll always try to come up here. I try not to go too high on this ridge because I find if you go over on this ridge, right, they can spot you from that side really easily. They're 2801s coming over, so watch that, watch that. You want to be careful that you don't get derped by the 2801. Not all of them use the derp, but if and they do. And so the 1390s on the cap, which is fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you need to. You're kind of chasing that 2801's gonna die. Don't worry about him. You need to worry about bigger things, bigger fish to fry. Okay, and then don't worry about too much about the cap. Ideally, you get somebody up on this one line, but if you don't have someone to play on the one line, you can eventually go over there. What you want to do is you want to see if you get lit coming over here, because that's going to tell you how far people are up over here. You want to get an idea of what else they have back there. So they got the 5100 back there. It's fine, not a problem. And then remember, this is encounter, so all you have to do on cap is just be in the circle, and you will stop the cap timer. I would have taken that shot still. I don't think that 1375 moved. Yep, it's still there.
It's a trap!
You're Pershing pushed over. I don't think you can help him though. You should get a shot though. Get a shot on that 5100. You can get a free shot. And you want to go lower on this hill, because see how you're high on the hill? The IS can shoot you. If you go over right there, you can shoot that 5100. Like they're all tunneling on this Pershing. You could have gotten at least one, if not two shots there. You can shoot this T-29 right now as well from that hill right there. I think you're tunneling a little bit too much on some targets, and you're missing some opportunities here. Okay, look, now is not when you want to push over here. Now pushing over is bad.
It's a trap!
And then also, see how they abandoned that one line? So if when you had that Pershing there, you could have been like right over here shooting through this bush at these guys right here. And you have to remember, you're technically in the top tier tank right now. This is what you definitely want to avoid.
It's a trap!
I'm not sure why you charge this guy now. Oh no! Dat Russian armor. Get in that brawl. Get in that brawl. It's a little too late now. Don't get in that brawl. Don't get in that brawl.
It's a trap!
Oh, ram him. Okay, that's fine. Don't. Yeah, just get out of there. Alright, I would actually go over here and see if you can clear these guys out right now. Also, your dude just went over. Your tiger just went over. Look! Look! I don't know why he went over now, but he did. He should be able to kill a 1390. You should just drive in there, man. Oh, 1390 ran. It's down there.
It's a trap!
And then be careful, because that tiger is still right over here, right? Nice. Go ahead and push that tiger. Go ahead and push that tiger. You can beat that tiger. Oh, okay. I guess you can kill RD too. At least one of their RD's gonna be in there, would be my guess. Oh no, what did you do? No, he's right there! Yeah, I mean that you probably could have killed both of those already. I think you also could have killed the tiger too. But all you really had to do was spot those guys, especially when there's a hill between you and them. All you had to do was just light those guys, and then you could have repositioned and gotten better shots, gotten around the other side. You're much more maneuverable than an artillery, so you want to use that to your advantage. You had a lot of shots that you bypassed over here, and then a lot of questionable decisions, like when you pushed that 5100. That 5100 should have been able to kill you. He just wasn't capable of doing it, which is unfortunate, but them's the breaks. This tiger should just push that tiger. Just do it! Bully, bully, bully! He's gonna get nuked. So when you have a health advantage, right? You're in a fully upgraded tiger against a stock tiger. Bully. Bully. You're just asking to get artied. Oh, just shoot the arty. No, why go now? Oh, and he's using HE? That would definitely shoot the arty. No, don't back up! Don't back up! Get close to him. Oh, they already tagged him. He evened up the battle. Man, this is bad. Look at that, arty's just sitting there. And he's still not shooting the arty. He's losing to a Tiger 1 that's like shooting HE. Lol. That guy, he literally just sat there for his entire reload. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I got this. Anyhow, so yeah, I thought that you tunneled, or that you focused on inappropriate targets. Like once that 2801 got beyond your scope, your concern should have been everything behind you, not trying to get an extra shot of damage on that 2801. He was gonna die. He wasn't gonna get anywhere useful. He wasn't about to break through or light anything that was critical to you. And same thing with that 1375. Like when your team is sitting back and not doing anything, you can be shooting that 1375. But when that Pershing pushes over, you got to get some free damage in there. Free damage. That Pershing said, "Hey, I'm gonna potato here and die, but I'll give you free damage, if you want it." And you said, "Nah, I'm not really feeling the free damage today." All you had to do is just go on that sort of low side of that hill. You would have been able to shoot that 5100 in the back, which consequently would have made your push later make a little bit more sense, because then that 5100 would have been two-shot, and you could have basically circled them in that time. In order to make up that difference, you would have taken less damage from that 5100. There was another later opportunity when one of your light tanks pushed in there as well, and then later, this was a team where they went in one at a time, and they said they had a 1v3, then they had a 1v3, and then they had a 1v2. And then at the end, when you went in, it was finally a 2v2, and their guy ran away. So you want to try to avoid those situations. You want to take advantage when your team is when pushing in like that. Just make sure that you can get in and actually do something useful. Alright, so if we look at the stats, let's see, Tiger 1 did pretty well. Your team didn't do too badly. Their team again was pretty average contribution. Shooting efficiency was pretty good. But yeah, so anyways, my point is that I really felt like you were being a little bit too passive there, especially when you're in a situation like this where you are literally the top tank. And I felt like you had plenty of opportunities where you potentially could have won there. GG, nice try though. I will send you a message on the official